some of the coolest things about working in technology is that it's constantly evolving and changing, so you're learning something new every day.
Tarah Talking Tech Women in Tech is an innovative interview series that features 7 rad women working in tech. We talk about everything from technology, entrepreneurship, relationships, and money, and we get personal as the women share their biggest fears and accomplishments.
Today, I sit down with BC Innovation Council Director of Operations, Tomica Divic.
Okay, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Great, so I'm Tomica Divic. I'm the Director of Operations of bcic, which is the BC Innovation Council. And I've been in Vancouver for about 5 years now. And sort of my experience in the tech industry, so at bcic, I've been there for about 3 years working with startups and technology entrepreneurs. And prior to that, I spent 3 years in San Francisco where I worked in public relations for startups in the consumer tech industry.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what BCIC is.
Sure. So BCIC is the BC Innovation Council. We're fully funded by the provincial government, and our mandate is pretty simple. It's basically to try to make BC a better place for technology entrepreneurs, for people to want to start and grow tech companies in BC. And we do that through funding and supporting a lot of different organizations, programs, and events that help entrepreneurs. So we have a pretty broad area of where we play in and the types of things we fund, but the end goal is really, trying to make better entrepreneurs, support startups, and develop the ecosystem.
You guys seem to put a lot of emphasis on mentorship and as well as helping entrepreneurs expand their network. What do you think the value is? Because I know a lot of times money is a major thing, but also network and mentorship is pretty key, right? If you can connect with somebody who's, like you said, been there, done that. Yeah, what do you think the value is for somebody that's starting?
Well, it comes down to essentially the contacts. You'll learn from your peers as well. You'll find people who have the skill set that you need to help your company. And, even if you think investment is something that you need, having an introduction through a mentor, someone who is tapped into that network, as opposed to just cold calling and not really having someone that you trust introduce you to an investor, it's a completely different experience. So I think that's one of the greatest benefits of being a part of these programs and accelerators is the network and the people that you get to meet through it who will be there to support you and help both you develop your skill set and your company grow.
I think we've seen an increase in women in tech in the last little while, but I want to know sort of what your opinion is on women in technology and what we can do to sort of increase more women in technology. So to kind of change, balance out the playing field a little bit.
Well, I think already now there's just so many more entrepreneurs in general, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the barriers to entry to starting your own company are really low. There's so many resources that you can find online, everything from programming and coding to, getting the skill set and figuring out how to do a business plan. So a lot of the barriers to entry to actually starting a company have been really lowered, which means that pretty much anyone can, if you have an idea and you want to test it, go out there and, test the market and see if there's people out there who would want to buy your product. There's a really low cost way to do that. One of the interesting things, too, is that technology is being applied in every different industry sector. Mm-hmm. So whether it's, healthcare or education or fashion, in order to help these industries innovate and move forward, you need to use technology. So I think that people are no longer see technology as a very narrow vertical. It's something that's being applied across all industries. And I think that's also why we're seeing an increase in women who are interested in technology and in being involved in that industry.
So how did you get started in tech? Because you said you worked in PR and now you work in tech here. Yeah, how did you get started? How did that transition take place?
So I got involved in technology completely by chance. So I never started out, any job or career thinking that I really wanted to get into technology. Uh-huh. So it is funny that this is where I find myself now. But basically back in, I think it was around 2006, I moved from Croatia to San Francisco with my sister and had no idea what was going to be waiting for me there. Right. But I basically realized that I was in the hotbed of technology and there were so many cool startups and it's just what everyone, companies like, Facebook and Google and YouTube and all these like, smaller companies, trying to create really cool technologies. So those were the opportunities that were basically available at the time. And I basically got my thirst and hunger for working with startups and technology through my experiences in San Francisco.
Can you name any companies that you maybe worked with in San Fran that have kind of gotten really big now and you kind of didn't know it at the time?
I had an interview with YouTube when they were a 20-person company above a pizza shop in San Mateo. And I remember a friend of mine telling me, like, you should come work here. They're going to be big. And I took a job in the city instead because I really didn't want to commute.
And now you're
like, oh, the opportunity.
Yeah.
And the other opportunity actually ended up was really cool because I worked at a PR firm that worked with a bunch of different startups. It wasn't just one company. I got exposed to a lot of different aspects of technology.
Whatever you need to tell yourself about.
20-person company above a pizza shop.
I could have worked there, but I didn't. But it's okay. I got more experience with other startups.
You definitely learned some lessons through that.
What advice do you have for entrepreneurs wanting to take their business or idea to the next level?
Definitely first find out if the idea that you have, is there a market for it? Is there someone that wants to buy it? Because only then you'll have a business. Otherwise, you just have a really great idea. And it might be a cool tool that you can develop, but without a market, you don't essentially have a company. So definitely focus on the market first. And the other thing I would say is go out, get connected into the community and into the resources that are available to you.
Here we go. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
I drink my coffee
daily.
I am happiest when I am
on a beach.
Most people would be surprised to learn I
try to play the guitar, but don't really.
I am most afraid of
pain.
I am most proud of.
Oh, I would say a pretty proud moment was when my family moved from Toronto to Croatia, and I didn't speak the language. And then within 2 years, I was basically fully fluent.
The thing that rocks about working in tech is
meeting really cool people and constantly learning about new things.
The advice I would give my 15-year-old self would be
stop studying so hard. Go out and have some fun.
And the song I rock out to when no one is listening is?
I still listen to my Oasis and my Pulp and my Blur, and those will always be my jams.
Take me to the place where you go, where nobody knows if it's not all day.
Head on over to TarahTalkingTech.com and let me know what you think of the video, and share the names of any rad women that you would like to see featured on the show. If you like the video, share it with your friends and share it with your family, and be sure to subscribe to my newsletter at TarahTalkingTech.com. Have a great week, and remember to get your tech on with Tarah Talking Tech.